I just want to learn what I need to know to make what I'm doing correct and to regs. And that's it. When we have all these other discussions on this point, 4.1.2.4.5, oh God, just
shut up.
What page is it and what sentence? Like,
Volt make the best looking car charger on the market today. Now, I want to talk to you about why it's good for electricians to install. It's got built-in pen protection, and you get your OLEV grant paid at the end of the job instead of having to wait months for some bureaucrat to shuffle around a few papers and get you paid out. Hypervolt front that cost for you. So, it is a no-brainer. Go and check them out, hypervolt.co.uk, or just Google it or search it on any search engine, and you will find Hypervolt at the top. And, you know, it's one of the easiest car chargers to install. Go and check it out. Hello and welcome to Monday Club. We've got a full house tonight. The old Quinergy's back in the house. Come on.
Hi. Hello.
And we got Summer with her eyebrows.
Been good.
And we got old Nico.
hello.
Well, no, say it more enthusiastically, twat.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Oh,
Nice to be here.
He's going for James Bond. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
So
and how are you, Sam?
I'm all right, man. It's Thursday, so
It is Thursday.
like we're so
Not
bad.
Monday.
Yeah, we're so bad. It is
Well,
Monday.
we had to cancel last week because of me. I was just working all the time. We rescheduled it, and then I cancelled again. So my bad, because it was
Yeah.
going to be Thursday Club again, wasn't it?
It was, but things have just been like it's really hard to do Monday because I travel on a Monday and I get back and I'm so tired by like 6 o'clock. I've got a fight to stay up, so I know it's not going to be a good podcast. Then Summer's always got CrossFit.
Sorry for trying to get fit.
Are you one of them?
Yeah, she's like, I can't do tonight. I got CrossFit. And
I
I'm
didn't
like,
know that was still a thing.
Yeah, it's massive.
Is it?
Massive.
It is really big. Yeah.
It's really big.
Us three are all just jealous because we'd all die if we tried
I
to do
know
it.
I would struggle.
Listen, I'm so fat at the moment. It's ridiculous.
So am I.
So
too. We should just call it Fat Club. That's all it's. Fat Club in summer. Fat
My
Club in the slums.
My family have a group chat and it's called Fat Club because we're all.
What's one rule there? You don't talk about Fat Club.
yeah, there you go. So what's new? What's been? Hold on. Forget Nick. Forget Summer. Craig, you've been gone a while. What's new?
I have, man. I had to put all my efforts into work, into life for a wee while. Kind of business was growing quite quick, and we've kind of struggled with the growing pains of it. Financially, it's been a big strain. And I think one of the videos I watched not long ago, might be a bad word in here, but Thomas Nagy, he was talking about.
Nah, he's always good.
I think he invested about 100 grand into his new venture or something like that. But
150 grand.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he done a video the other week.
Oh, you watch his videos then? Nice one.
No, it was actually on Instagram. It wasn't on YouTube.
Also, to anyone who is a very new listener and subscriber of Monday Club, if you've not seen Craig before, he's from Scotland. Okay?
Yeah. So
hence,
sometimes the subtitles come up on the screen.
Mate, I should subtitle Craig. No, Najee piled in like 150k into his new like trying to level up and stuff. He bought all kinds of new vans and a unit better than Nick's. Vans better than Nick's.
Do you know? I don't know if that's right or wrong to do that. I mean, I didn't invest to go bigger. I've had to invest to keep the business running. I think. I don't know.
Listen, it's one of them things. It's like everyone's got an opinion on business, but
yeah,
it will work. Like it's one of them things. I just don't know. I'm so dumb at business. I can't comment.
I think it depends what you want out of the business. I've said before, I said to you guys earlier, if I wanted to go down Jordan's route and I wanted to employ 5 guys, I could. I know I could, and I could grow the business. But what comes with that is a pile of stress bigger than me, which I would never want. Some people thrive under stress and would like welcome it and want to build and grow this big empire. fair play. There's different ways of looking at our business. A domestic business like ours I have no interest in that at all. And it's just what you want to take from it, how much time and effort you want to put into it. I want to put a lot of effort into it, but equally have a lot of my own spare time still with the family. Jordan's took a different route and he's grown up and it's going amazing for him. And congratulations, because by now, when this goes out, he probably will have hit 100K subscribers. He's the first YouTuber.
Was he?
So he's on 98 at the moment. Vlogger, as a vlogger, other than eFix, he's the first one to hit 100K. So congratulations, Jordan.
Powerful. Yeah,
That's a lot.
He's done Nadji as well. He done.
Yeah, overtook him. So Jordan's now king YouTuber now.
Joe, what was smart about what he done? I'm going to get back to Craig in a minute because I think that's more important. But what I want to say is, what's smart? What he done is he went down the EV route.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah. He was the only one really pushing it.
So not only did he get the EV viewers, he's got the electrical viewers as well. So
he's doing battery packs as well, isn't he? He's doing power.
He's going into PV as well. Yeah.
That's what we're maybe looking at for next year is battery
renewables.
Yeah.
Renewables. And a good thing, what I've said to Jordan time and time again, I've spoke to Lee and Corey, is he's got some young, fresh-faced lads in that are confident in the camera, know what they're doing, and he's jumping between the different lads and Ruben, who is the apprentice, on each videos and sharing the screen time around. So everybody's got a bit of everything. Let's say some people don't like Corey. It's okay. He's got Lee and Jordan and whatnot, and vice versa. Some people might not fancy Lee, but they've got Joe. So he's done a good little cycle between them, which is nice to see. Obviously, you just get my boring old round face in every one of my videos. But yeah, what he's done, I'm really impressed.
Damn, Nick wants to kill himself now. But Craig, let's get back to you and not Nick. So your business has your business has grown quickly though over the last year or so.
How
many people do you employ at the moment?
So we've got 37 on the books now.
37 people on the books.
How many subscribers Sam's got?
But the stress level of organising that level of business must be phenomenal, no?
Do you know it's took its toll. The last 6 months has been a challenge. I think you can't do it all yourself. That's the problem for me. Is like I've been so used to looking after 5 or 6 guys and then a couple more. Now you've got to put your trust into your management. You've got to make sure that the office staff is run by somebody good in the office. The guys out and about are run by somebody good. The marketing's done right. It's where we slipped up at what we were talking about earlier is guys now being off on holiday, guys being off on sick, and you've got a massive workload in front of you. Like our guys are booked now for the next 8 weeks. So if somebody takes a day off, then how do you rearrange a day? How do you find somebody else to go and do the work? Because you're that tightly packed that you can't even just put it on to the next day. Because so it is. I mean, my problem is I still go out in the tools just about every day. That I really need to step back into the office and just kind of try and manage the office and stuff like that.
This is why your journey is quite interesting. It's because you're doing it completely not how the book says to do it, aren't you? Really, you're doing it arse about face, but you're making it work.
Yeah. I think it's because I do put my trust into people to do their job and allow them, rather than micromanage them, I allow them to actually turn up and do what we've asked them to do. And as long as our processes are the same, so as long as we don't go off our core business, then we can't really fail. It's when we start doing kind of rewires, kitchens, fit outs, different things, and you're taking that's what's really messed us up, taking on too many remedial jobs.
Because your business is really compliance, isn't it?
Yeah. So I done a post, done really well on LinkedIn. I don't know if it did anything good on Instagram and that, but we've done just about 50,000 certificates this year since January the 7th till now. But
that's crazy.
What people want, what people don't get of that is the admin. That is 50,000 work orders, 50,000 tenants to book in, or 50 sets of keys to get, 50,000 jobs, 50,000 reports. invoicing. Then you've got to mark off the invoicing with the remittance. You've got to check your banking. You've then got to send your accounts. It's massive. It's when you actually look back at it, it is massive. Like this time last year, we were doing 10,000 certificates.
To put it into perspective for Sam, so 50,000 is roughly the same amount of takeaways you've had in the last year. So if you put that all together, that's
Nick's
a
on
lot.
one tonight.
Oh,
you know what? That's
yeah.
quite funny.
I like this.
But Nick's on one.
I
He
just
must have had
fancy it,
his
you know what I
ready
mean?
break this morning. Feels hard.
Summer's next. Summer's next.
Aye. I've not heard from Summer in ages. What have you been up to?
Oh, I moved back to like home place, Luton basically, and back to commercial now rather than domestic. So
Oh, bad
so
word.
much happier.
See, this is the thing. Like,
It's 2 versus 2 now, isn't it?
Yeah,
Huh?
disgusting. I feel
2
sick.
2v2.
no, listen. At the end of the day, it's your calling, isn't it? Like domestic, you're either domestic spark or you're commercial.
Yeah,
spark.
some people love it, like you weirdos, but
Yeah. Like, who wants to do that much graft? Like, they graft so
I am
work
going to
hard,
retire at
I'll
the
have
age of
you know.
35, so it's fine.
You're definitely not.
No, absolutely
relax.
not. No, I'll be in a wheelchair because my knees would have gone. Yeah.
No, to be honest with you, it's a funny thing. And this is why I've got this group on tonight, actually, because there's been a lot of debate. The Spark Show with Mark and
What's the
Neil.
Spark Show?
So now they're your friends.
They are they done quite an interesting podcast on on
Someone
the
didn't see
regs.
that.
On the
Yeah.
regs. So they've done this podcast on the regs about is it good enough for the industry? Like, a lot of people say the regs ain't good enough, and what they're saying is the minimum standard is quite high. And the reason I've got you guys on tonight is because you two are domestic. Craig, you work in domestic, but you also work in compliance. Me and Summer, I'm a manager. I'm a site manager for a healthcare company, and you are, a lowly gold card now, and it's a proper set of
It's lowly offensive.
what?
Okay, thank you.
So no, but we're a proper group of varied sparks, and I wanted to take.
Hang on, you didn't tell everyone what I was. Go on, what put me into a category? What am I?
You're a one-man band.
Sorry, does Adam not work for me anymore?
Yeah, but it's an apprentice. It doesn't count. You're a one-man band. So we've got a
brilliant.
one-man band, site manager, a compliance director, and a gold card spark. Like, there is no better opinion crowd than that.
Yeah.
So what you want us to answer the question of, is BS7671 18th edition good enough?
Do you think because what you have is another podcast called E5 with like 4 dudes who aren't really electricians, they're electrical enthusiasts, and they're always moaning about BS7671 being not fit for purpose or not good enough or too vague. And then you've got the Spark Show who say actually it's a really high standard. It's a really high standard.
I think it's a high standard if you compare it against some other countries or some other
That's a good point.
regulations. So it's obviously you can pick faults with anything, just the same as you can pick faults with law, courts, policing. But you need something that's going to hold everyone together, and somebody's going to follow some sort of standard. There's obviously people that are going to take it above the standard, and there's people that's going to bring it below the standard. But I think it's a good judgment to follow the regulations and take it as you can to make it better. If you can make the situation better, then use the regulations to give you guidance and then make the situation as safe as possible, really.
Yeah, my issue with it, I think, is there is nothing to compare it to. As a younger spark, I know I've been doing it 12 years, but obviously only doing domestic. What is slightly annoying is I wish there was a 18th edition for domestic only, and there was another 18th edition for commercial work. Separate the books a little bit. If I only want to work domestic, I can do both, but I
He can
prefer.
mind, really.
You can't. Yeah, I can do both, but you can't.
Well, do you know what's a good divide? Live testing, domestic. There's no. I don't think there's any issues with live testing.
No.
On industrial, commercial, I think it's okay as well. On an industrial level, or if you're in a petrochemical environment, then live testing is slightly different. So, with a regulation, you've got to follow live testing in a domestic situation. We should all be able to do quite competently and have no issues at all. But
what I think with one thing as well, like when you said about you make your judgment on the regulations. So I could do something in another spark the next day, so you do the same job a different way. One of us would call the other one wrong, and it's down to the judgment of the spark and being competent and putting forward your
reason,
bit. But what I find awkward is when you do get this and you are butting heads with other people, who is right and who is wrong. There's no clean-cut answer. This is the way it's done.
As long as you're both above the standard, then it shouldn't really matter what comes after that.
Yeah, but even if you comply with the basic standards, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be above it.
No, that's what I mean. No, but like as long as you're following the regs to
as long as you're following the regs to the minimum standard.
There does need to be a minimum standard, like the reg. It does need to be laid out because some people are doing shit that should not be allowed and it's unsafe.
Yeah, and well, this is the thing. This is why the regs exist, so you can look at a bit of work and go, well, that doesn't comply, so that's substandard work. And I think what Mark and Neil were saying is the standard, the base mark standard of what the regs are is more than good enough. Yes, they're vague in certain areas, but you're never going to write a perfect document, are you?
No.
Yeah.
And there's always spelling mistakes as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's always spelling mistakes. There's always... Listen, I can't say nothing. I spell electrical wrong. No, what did I spell? Electrician's wrong.
I get electrician and electrical mixed up. I go to write out electrician and then I write electrical by accident.
I'm so bad at spelling. It's like...
I couldn't spell hour the other day. O-U-R. I said it out loud and I was like, hour. Hour. You know when you say a word so many times, it just doesn't sound like right.
Minutes an hour.
But when you write it so many times,
no, hour as in O-U-R. Like, it's our car.
You sound like you put an H on it.
Yeah, and I was like...
Do you know what? Nick, you're making us look dumb.
No. This is dyslexia, so it's fine. It's
oh, yeah. Dyslexia.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
smart, but we just can't put words together. No,
yeah. Can't read or spell.
Yeah, but the reality is, my opinion on the regs is, like what you were saying was quite valid, Nick, about the one person's opinion varies to another person's opinion. And that's like when it comes to, someone puts up a picture of some dodgy work, like a light fitting, and they go, is this a C1 or C2? And it's like, and you get like 50-50 on it.
Yeah.
Like, that's like everything's going to be open to interpretation based on the set of scenarios that lead up to it as well. So sometimes the picture just doesn't do it justice, does it?
Yeah.
We've read the code breakers.
Yeah.
Yeah, the code breakers are slightly different as well there. Some are good and some are bad.
Because I worked with a guy who said, so basically there was no main earth coming into this flat and he put it down as a C3. And I personally would put that as a C1 to say that we need to put it in. And then he said, but in code breakers, anything to do with an earth is a C3.
Absolutely not.
That's not right.
That's not right.
Well, there was a big discussion about it in the office, but that's like what he was adamant about, is that anything to do with earth comes down to a C3.
You know what you should have done is just punched him straight in the face.
Or ring Kimmy, she would have sorted it.
Listen, don't bad mind Kimmy.
Hey, well, no, love Kimmy.
No, but the reality...
we've just had we put in quite a lot of EICRs into a national housing association about 3 months ago, and so it was 270 went in, and we've just been handed back 12 that they deem not fit for purpose. They got 2 other. So basically, what they did is they picked a percentage of all their contractors to go out and send out 2 other contractors to oversee gas safeties, EICRs, everything. And so I got to see everybody's EICRs and see when you actually look at the other people's compared to us. I think ours are actually really, really good. One of the other companies was also really good, but there was one that picked up things that weren't even there, just to gauge work. And what happened is the technical authority inside the Housing Association took the one with all the information as gospel, and basically was saying that our standards weren't as good as theirs. So I've just literally been out. That's what I was doing today before I went out, took photographs. They were saying there was no fire barriers, there was no breaks, there was basic insulation, the cable's not clipped.
Do they not have to upload photos with it?
So that's the thing, they didn't upload photos, but on our certificates we upload photos.
Yeah, because we used to have to make sure everything we put a photo with.
And I've got, I mean, if I could show you just now, I've got all the photographs here and everything that they picked up. I've got photographs, it's all fine. And we're getting slated for providing EICRs that weren't up to standard because some other companies trying to get work out of them.
I had a similar situation with a guy there's a few guys around Stafford where if there was no RTD protection, it's instant new fuse board, and this was what they were doing. And I spoke to them in the wholesalers because they knew we know each other before, but then with the YouTube stuff, he was asking me about it, and I was like, well, it all depends what's there, and I'm not going to go through all because we've done it before. And I said, well, realistically, what you show me is fine. It's a standard. It was up to the regulations when it was put in. The fuse board's plastic, but that's fine. I said, you could argue it's not 50 mil in the wall, but wasn't a regulation when it was put in for an RCD protection. I said, really, there's no extra wiring in the house. There's absolutely nothing wrong with it. I'd pass it off. He was like, well, there's no RCD and they could have an outside socket at some point. I was like, yeah, at that point, then RCD needs to go in, or an RCD fuse spur or something.
But most RCD most outside sockets have got an RCD built in.
Yeah. And I was trying to, and he wasn't going to go and try. He wasn't trying to con people. He had just misinterpreted what he had been told himself, which is awkward because we could have done an EICR for the same customer, and that he would have told the customer the installation was unsafe. Where I'd have gone, oh, it's absolutely fine for another. We could have put a 3-year report on there or whatever.
But this is what's good. This is what's good about social media and us doing things like this is you build a level of trust. If people see you online and you are promoting you as a company and you or yourself on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, you're showing that you're accountable, that you can trust what you're saying.
Yeah. So it was. I just felt a bit like he needed the extra help of understanding the regulation from the grey point it was in, like it was told to me by Dave Savory, Mark, you guys. I had that input from a massive network of people to say, this is really the way it should be done. He didn't really have that sort of network. It was just sort of him and his mate that had just interpreted the regs by themselves and were carrying it out. And there's a few things I've done in the past where I've done installs, and then from learning from everyone else of maybe I wasn't doing it quite right, and I've adapted to it because of that. I'm now surrounded by a lot of people with a lot of opinions.
And do you know what? The good thing is as well, a lot of people, like the smarter people, not me, like Mark and people like that, will give you the advice. So if you were stuck and you put it on the internet, like you put it on Instagram or Twitter, like a photo, and you're like, I'm not really sure what I should code this as, mate. In 10 minutes, you'll have 20 answers.
So
it's the same as
they have shit from people as well.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, if you're going to do it, expect stick for it as well, because you will get the odd.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's always someone with a divvy opinion, and you just don't have to listen.
Usually,
fact. Sam, shall I tell you what I've been doing?
Are we talking about this, you idiot?
Oh, we're still talking about regs, all right, then. On an electrician show. Ugh.
No, but it's important. It's important.
Have you all done your 18?
Yeah. I did mine like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Sam hasn't, have you?
No.
I haven't done mine yet either.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Not have to do it then? Or what?
So
Not until I have to update my card.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
So,
okay.
What will happen is, in commercial, there'll be a cut-off point where companies will just say to agencies, "Go on anyone with 17th."
And then you lot will all rush to quickly get it done
Yeah.
and panic, yeah.
And then you
Brilliant.
get it done. But
Hey, there's an agency in Scotland I've heard that does that. You cannot be in the agency unless you've got your 18s.
A lot of places already are like it. They want an 18th edition gold card parking, but
yeah,
right now,
I've got a letting agent that's asked for all of my guys' qualifications.
and
Really?
that's good that they are asking and checking.
I think so. I
but-
think it's a good thing.
okay, it's a good thing. But what do they know what they're looking for?
This is what I mean. They ask for all these things.
That's what I said to them.
Because that's a minefield. Because it's like, are you looking for gold card sparkies? Because that actually means nothing.
Yeah.
Because like I'm a gold card fan, right? Don't get it twisted. But the reality is,
in
having a
domestic,
gold card
nothing.
doesn't mean anything in domestic. In commercial, it means everything. And then, so what? You might not have all gold card sparkies, but you might have guys who've been doing it and got their 2330 or whatever it is, their City and Guilds qualification, but they haven't done their MVQ because they never went into commercial to be able to do their MVQ. That sort of stuff. So it's like, oh, he's not really a Sparky if he doesn't have an MVQ or a gold card, which is
But he's
my
been doing it
opinion.
for 30 years or something.
Yeah, but it's my opinion that you're not really a Sparky unless you've got a gold card. I'm just saying. That's like, sorry, Nick. Sorry.
No comment, mate. I've not said anything. It's fine.
But the reality is, if I went to a commercial house and I needed help, the first person I'd call is Nick.
A commercial house.
Commercial house.
Sorry, a domestic house.
Uh,
A domestic house, the first person I'd call was Nick. So,
so if everyone's following the British standards, what's the point in having any grading?
well, see that's that Scottish. That's like Ramsey Nesbitt coming out with a piece of golden knowledge.
Who?
The guy with the string vest. You never.
Nick's too young for Ramsey Nesbitt.
No idea.
No,
Someone doesn't know either. Someone doesn't even know who Bruce Willis is. So,
Quite funny.
fuck's sake.
Funny.
It haunts me, that does.
But that's a great question. If we all work to the same standard, why do you need?
Let's say hi to Charlie as well.
Hi, Charlie.
Oh my god!
Is that
Delicious.
Newfoundland?
That's a new puppy.
What breed is it?
It's a chow.
He's gonna get massive.
A what? A chow?
A chow,
Chow.
yeah.
They're like the little fluffy bears. So cute.
He looks like a what are the little bears off Star Wars called? Ewoks.
He does.
Looks like a chow chow.
He fucking does.
Can I kill myself? Because now we're talking about Star Wars.
What's wrong with Star Wars?
I've never seen Star Wars.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
Another
literally
reason for someone
the
not to come
most
back on the
boring.
podcast.
It's the most boring sci-fi program of all time.
Do you know what I've just been watching?
It's a
And it's completely
film.
off subject. Is I told someone to watch it the other day because
What's
she
that done?
said, "Oh, I need a TV program to watch." The new
I haven't started it yet.
Lost in Space.
It come
Remember
up.
the original
I
Lost in Space film?
Nah,
Seen it.
They've
Seen
remade
all.
it on Netflix. Sick.
not seen it.
This is how I know you're dumb, right? The
Who
original
are you
Lost in
talking
Space
to?
film, Nick. This is the original Lost in Space film was a series before it was a film.
Yeah, but I'm on about the original film that I saw because I'm not old as fuck like you and everything's in black and white. I'm on about the one with Joey Tribbiani in it. That was one of the original. What was the first Lost in Space film I ever saw?
Yeah, but it's not
Just
the
call him
original.
Joey
Don't say
Tribbiani.
original.
With a-
It's kind of like
You
like-
called him his
Trivia.
friend's character.
I can't remember his real
not actual-
Matt LeBlanc. That's it.
what is going on? What is going on? I've lost control.
We were talking about regs, and I just don't care.
No, do you know what? And this is the thing. This is a management conversation.
They're just boring. Like I've done this long enough now, and I'm saying this to all the domestic people out there who would be in the same boat as me. I know what I need to know, and when every reg change comes out or amendment change, we learn what we need to know that's changed slightly, and then we just get on with it, and we try and find our own new way that we can adapt ourselves to do these regs. When everyone starts going about the regulations and this has changed because AFD did it, it literally, I just sit there and go, I don't care. I just want someone to give me the basic version of the regulation that's came out and how I can use it, how it's going to affect me in my house when I'm doing stuff in people's houses, and that's it.
Same
Tell
here.
me if I need to use metal clips, and where. Fine. Tell me if you need AFDDs, what I need to test. That's fine. Everything else, don't give a shit about because it's irrelevant to me and it's too much information. That's honestly how I feel. Let me know what I need to know, and the rest of it, that's it.
It's like the regs book. Say that's the regs book. I just want to know what's on the front page and on the back page and get enough information from that changes of the 2 pages rather than reading all the rest of them.
I just need to know what I need to do to make everything compliant I'm doing, and then simplify it down, and then I'll be happy to make sure my work I'm doing is up to standard, and then I can get on with it.
That is the greatest.
Do you ever refer back to the regs?
No. To be honest with you, unless it's like a cable calculation or a voltage drop or stuff that I think, if Adam asks me a question, I'll go and get the book out of the van and I will show him through it because he's yet to do his 18th edition. And this is for his benefit, not mine. Most of the jobs that we do, or most of the bits in people's houses, I've done it so much now, it's just become second nature to go, what size cable do you need for this? Well,
you know what's right, don't you?
I just know I'm a competent spark and I know what needs to do.
When you're doing your EICRs, do you mention...
No.
Not with. We got more and more. We were like, right, yeah, and we learned it a bit better. What we were coding stuff. Like there was a fuse board in an outside cupboard, which is very common around here, and there was rust inside the fuse board. Where, to me, the enclosure is not fit for purpose. It can get water in there at some point or dust. Yeah. It's not fit for its enclosure. It should be pushed inside. I gave it a C2 and I said, this needs moving inside. Landlord completely ignored me, got another spark in who signed it off and said, it's absolutely fine. It's an outside cupboard. It's old rust. There's no moisture in there. And I was like, well...
It's obviously rust. That's why it's moisture.
You know what I mean? There's rust all over the MCBs.
By the way, I seen that video. I think I actually seen that video ages ago. It was like a couple of years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's my most viewed video. Blew
up. I've seen that a few times. So we don't transfer any of the reg numbers onto our observations because our clients don't understand them.
Yeah, this is what we've said before with Dave Savory. It's pointless putting all these regulations down for a customer. They want to know the basics of this needs fixing and a very short sentence of why.
That's it.
And that's it.
So that's where maybe the British standards are not relevant, or regulations are not relevant because they're not fit for purpose for the client. So they're fit for purpose for us to understand it, but for us to explain it to the client, we need to put it in what we interpret from the regulations.
Yeah.
Do you know what I think this is? This could be the most powerful podcast on this subject of all time.
I don't want people to think I don't care about the regulations because we all do. We have to work to this stuff, but for someone like me,
we're not interested. If that makes sense, we're not interested.
I'm not. I just want to learn what I need to know to make what I'm doing correct and to regs, and that's it. When we have all these other discussions on this point, 4.1, 2.4, oh God, just
shut up.
What page is it and what sentence? Like, fine, I understand, but I'm not this type of person that could memorize the regs and what's the reason of this, that, and the other. And what page is it on? It's like, we can look to it. We all have these books, but really, it's just like, I'm not interested in it. I've never been interested in it.
What a breath of fresh air. What a breath of fresh air to hear like one of the most prominent electricians in the industry just say it how it is.
Regs.
No, it's not what he's saying. He's just saying like I've had this thing where I've been saying, listen, electricians work to the rule of thumb. And only when they get stuck, they turn to the regs.
Yeah.
And even then, that's a long shot. They're going to ask a friend.
Well, this is it. If I ever get stuck and there's something I'm not quite sure. I had this the other day, right? So if we ever run meter tails, if we extend it from the outside cupboard or whatever, longer than 3 meters, I've always been told, you put a KMF switch in and it has to be fused down to 60 or 63 amp. I've been told that for the rule of thumb for years. I was doing it the other day and I second question myself because at some point this lady wants a EV charger fitted and something else eventually. I thought, well, 60 amp fuse isn't enough, really. She has a 5-bedroom house. She's got an induction hob, a big range cooker. We're already pretty hitting the limit of maximum demand on the property. She then has an EV charger, a constant draw of 32 amp. It's not enough. So I rang Dave Savory. I said, Dave, what's your opinion on this? And he was like, you can put a KMF switch in, but the rule is you just have to match the cutout fuse. So it's got a point of break before the main cutout. And I was like, well, I've always been told it's 60 amp. He was like, where in the regs does it say it needs to be 60 amp if it's over 3 meters? I was like, I've just been told this from years ago, so I've always done it. And he was like, I've heard of this, but he says, I've always just put whatever's in the main cutout. So if I don't know what's in the main cutout, I put an 80 amp in, which is what they come as standard KMF switches. And I was just like, oh, it's just some news to me that I didn't know, but I wouldn't go through a regulations book to find this.
There is, by the way, there's a calculation on that somebody fucking brought to me a wee while ago, and it stuck in my head. And it was because I done exactly what you said, and he said because the impedance of the circuit, effectively from the main switch room or the main switch gear that where it's came from, the transformer, the impedance has changed slightly. That the fault current is obviously going to change as well. So even though your overcurrent device is okay, you just need to make sure that the fault current device can take the extra impedance of the cable. Right. That was something that, and I think that's maybe why we've always said you can do the 63 or the 60, because that's maybe why the fault current comes into happen. But again, I'm just going by rule of thumb and what I've always just went with.
Yeah.
But somebody did tell me there is a calculation. Same if you're too close to a substation, you can't have 10 kA rated MCBs in your board. You've got to have 6 Ks.
Oh, right. Well, we only really fit 6 Ka anyway.
Sorry, I don't even know what we're getting off.
No, it's just an interesting thing that you say we've always done stuff, and I just picked it up from ringing someone smarter than me instead of picking a book up and reading through it, because that's the way I'm wired to do.
Listen, that's the way the world is now. You don't go and get a book out, you Google it. You don't go to the library.
Does it not become like Chinese whispers?
Well, this is what it is, I think, with the KMF switch I've had. I was told this, and I have repeated it constantly on my videos over the 2 years until this video. I've gone, oh, actually, Dave might be right, and I've never really picked a book up to check. So, yeah, you're right.
Do you know what? I wouldn't question Dave.
I wouldn't either, so I just take his word for it now.
Did you see the video there did you see the video on YouTube about the neutral fault?
I've not watched it yet, no.
It was quite good. Actually, I was watching yours last night, no, the night before, and then his popped up straight after yours. I just went straight on that. He's fucking Patter's so funny.
Listen, so I'll tell you what, Dave O'Savo is and will always be an honorary host of the podcast because he's been doing it for years on and off. He's one of the have you seen his artwork on his channel now as well?
You know who does that, don't you?
I bet it's one of his daughters.
It's his daughter, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that?
Oh, mate, it's phenomenal. He's got the best looking channel. Oh, I don't care about all the snazzy.
It's totally changed, didn't it? It went quite professional last year, and now it's like kind of
It is stunning. The thing is, Dave is stunning.
Yeah, Dave's never done it for subscribers or the money or anything like that, because of the content he creates and the swearing and the sexual scenes he likes to do with Jamie Beck in the van, which was awesome, by the way.
Such a thing.
He won't do it for sponsors. Like, people aren't interested in him because of the profanity he uses. But that's Dave, and he loves it and he enjoys it. And he's now made it into what he wants. But equally, he still will gain customers from this because he is a very intelligent man with a witty humor. But unfortunately, it's not what you sponsors would want and whatnot.
He is without doubt my favorite YouTuber.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Other than myself.
No, but honestly, his channel is beautiful now. His daughter's artwork is phenomenal. It's some of the best thumbnails, bar none, anywhere on the internet.
He did say to me, he said, do you want my daughter to do a few of your thumbnails and whatnot? Because when she was this was a while ago when she was just starting to do it. He says, yeah, if you send a picture over, and this is when I went to his house, actually, when I took Adam over for some testing. And my fear was, when you get a caricature when you sit down and they start doing it should make me look really round. I'm like, okay. All right. But it's a massive head.
Do you know what? They are phenomenal. She's very talented.
Yeah.
Probably a chip off the old block of Savo, eh?
Probably is. Probably her mom.
But Nick, the amount of content you're putting out just now, every 2 days or something, it's fucking. I think a pop-up came up yesterday and then one the day before. I'm just like, I take my hat off to how you.
I don't know how I do it.
Do
It's
you
worn
edit
me
all your
thin.
own stuff?
Sorry?
Do you edit all your own stuff as well?
Yeah.
How long does that take you,
How
by
do
the
you
way?
have time to do it? If you're putting
Try
that
doing
work-
it with 3 kids as well. Great fun.
Fucking hell.
I just know it's worn me a bit down past 2 weeks because I had a massive backlog, which was fantastic, and I got about 4 or 5 filmed in a week when it was just nice jobs. It was simple to film, and it was something interesting. I can easily talk about something that's new and we're trying something different out. It's nice, refreshing video. But because I set myself a goal of doing 2
The
videos a
spot.
week, sorry.
Carry on.
Because I set myself a goal of doing 2 a week and I want to keep that up, sometimes it does get quite repetitive, and like it's then the 6th fuse board video in a row or something like that because some of the jobs are the same. And then I ran out of videos and I've ended up now having to record. I've recorded 3 in the past 2 days, but they were fun. They were lighthearted. Me and Adam had a laugh. We've done some things. I've actually spent about £1,200 on Amazon
What?
buying buying stuff because so ages ago, I don't know if you ever saw, I bought a massive machine, a cable stripping machine. And you feed the cable through it, strips it all, and I melt the copper. So I spent 350 quid on that machine, thinking I was trying to convince myself. I was like to me, I'll buy this, and now I'll get the ad revenue back and whatnot. And I made about 800 quid on ad revenue alone from that video.
No.
Yeah, because it did really well.
This is something totally. I'm totally oblivious to social media making money.
What was that word? Oblivious.
I don't get. That's a lot of money.
It is. So I got 180,000 views on that video because it was an interesting subject.
Is it over views how much money you get?
Yeah. So YouTube do a thing called CPM and RPM. So CPM is counts per milli. So it's how much money YouTube gets per 1,000 views.
Did my man just say milli?
That's what it stands for. Counts per milli. Counts per
milli.
Anyway. Cool story, bro. Shut up. And RPM is what we get as YouTubers. It's our cut after YouTube have taken theirs. So per video, it changes. It's completely random. It's nothing to do with what you're doing on the video because all mine are electrical content. Sometimes it's £7 per 1,000 views. Sometimes it jumps up to 12, and then sometimes it goes to £3. It's just random. But if you were to have a business YouTube page where you give people financial advice, they're on like £50-60 per 1,000 views.
No,
it's massive.
I'm guessing children videos must be even less then.
It's pence really because it's so saturated of child's videos and cartoons and whatnot, and they don't really put many adverts in between the videos. It's sort of just at the beginning. So if you work it out, so if I put a 25-minute video on and I can place adverts throughout, I have no idea what it's going to pop up with, but every time someone clicks, let's say it's a 20-second skippable ad. So you watch the first 5 seconds and you can skip it after 5 seconds. Let's say for that advert, you skipped it after 5 seconds. I would get a tiny percentage of, let's say you would get £1 randomly for the whole video. If you skipped after 5 seconds, I would get 25p. But if you watch the whole thing and let it play out and then carry on playing the video, I would get more money from watching, and YouTube would, from watching the entire video. But if you were to click the link as well, people earn more money off it because they've been redirected through an advert.
Yeah.
I've nearly died during that conversation.
I literally don't care. Go and choke on a
I never understood how you could actually make money from it and how.
Yeah, so at the moment, I mean, I'm going to do a video on this at some point, but because Christmas as well, because it's a massive advertisement portion of the year, advertisers pay YouTube a lot more money to advertise on YouTube in Christmas, on the build up to Christmas. So our ad revenue it almost doubles. So at the moment, what I'm on, I mean, I can probably get it up here.
No, don't.
No, I'm happy.
I want to know.
I'll happily speak about it. I'm going to do a video at some point. So ad revenue, this is just ad revenue, is from last month was £2,400.
You got paid that?
Yeah. I've got to take tax from it. That's just from
Summer's face.
Ad revenue alone.
Why the fuck am I not doing YouTube, man?
No one wants to answer that. But yeah, so that's the situation with YouTube stuff over Christmas. But what I was saying is I've just bought loads more stuff to reinvest. As soon as that video went well and I could see that I got the machine paid for, I earned money off the video. I said to everyone on a recent video, let me all know what you want me to buy, review. If I buy it with my own money, it means I can literally say whatever I want about it. And I'm not saying I don't say not bad things about stuff that people send me, because I'm very selective of what people send. So if someone says, can I send you Hitachi's newest impact driver, I'll say absolutely no. No, thank you at all, because I'm not interested.
Because I'm Bosch.
No. I mean, in general, with anything, if you're going to send me something, I always filter it first, because I get offered a lot of stuff and I just say no to a lot of it because I don't want to be that person.
What I'm desperate for?
What?
And I would love someone to send me is a
Flashlight.
a Power Oak.
Oh, yeah, my power bank.
I want a power bank.
It's mint.
Do you know why? Because it's one of them things, like if there's a power cut, you can be the most smug person on the block and just go, got it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
massive. I got sent a power bank. It's like this big. It's a 1800 watt power bank output.
Nadji got sent 3, just so you know.
It's fine. I only asked for one.
Did Mark Allison not just make his own one?
Yeah,
but it's never going to be as good as these ones.
No.
And Mark's
mine actually broke
smart.
the other day. My power oak broke. I know, and I'm about to email the company to say what's this, and I thought I'd give it one last go. So I just kick the hell out of it with my steelies on. Works a treat.
Well,
Honestly,
man, I want a power oak so bad.
they're like 1,800 quid.
I know.
A lot of money.
1,800.
Here's a question: if you could blag any free bit of kit, what would it be?
Probably an electric van.
Oh, yeah.
That's probably the be all and end all, isn't it? Really.
That's just never going to happen, though, is it?
Don't know. I had Ford message me a while ago. You know what I'm saying?
by the way, Mercedes have mentioned we've got two new girl workers, electricians, and Western Mercedes in Glasgow have messaged us to see if we can trial their electric van. We trialed a couple of them, but they want to do like some documentary and use the girls, and it's going to be women in trades.
That's cool.
But that's
it's cool. It's cool, but it's
Vito?
so overplayed
The
and
Vito?
they're a little bit out of date.
Yeah, but you only get a range with the Vito. You're lucky if you get a range of 80 miles.
No,
That's not very many.
Yeah, I had the people carrier one, and you had a range of about 230 miles.
Is it all down to do with the payload? Really?
Yeah,
that has a factor on it, but actually, it's down to the battery technology that the manufacturers are using.
yeah. That's the main thing for Mercedes. They're using old technology.
Old technology, like Tesla's technology, you can get like I think they're doing 350 miles now.
Yeah. Well, have you seen the electric van? It looks like the electric black taxi.
Yeah, I had an email. I talked to Sam about it. That company messaged me and said, "Can we send you one up to use for a week?" I ended up saying no because I didn't have a car charger.
Oh, they're amazing. I've been in it.
But it did look
honestly amazing.
You need to get a YouTube channel somewhere.
I can't talk enough.
Summer.
I don't work enough.
What would be your number one freebie if you could get it? Not a van.
I'm simple. I just want anything for free.
Do you know
Well, the Spark t-shirt.
What about a TIS multifunction tester?
What tester do you use currently? Megawatt.
I don't know which one it is.
17, 15.
13.
There's no 13.
Just made it up.
I think the last one I was using, it's not mine, obviously. Is it 50? It's like FT. I can't remember.
You're dumb.
I don't look at it. I do things, test things, and.
Would you like your own tester? Answer me this. Would you like your own tester?
I would like my own tester, but no, I wouldn't because I don't want to test. I hate testing. That's not me.
So you don't want your own tester, right? That's annoying because I could have got your own tester.
Could have got you a brand new TIS FT Pro.
I've heard good and bad things.
No, whatever bad you've heard is nonsense.
Yeah, only bad. There is a bad thing. I'll happily say. No, it's when we're doing our R1, R2.
Yeah, you're double lead testing.
Yeah, you've got to take out one of the green lead and stick it in your blue port. And it does say on the instructions, if you click help, it will tell you what leads to put in. But if you're using this, so unless it's in front of me, what it is, just instead of you've got 3 lead tests, you've got all 3 probes in the correct holes. If you then want to do a 2 lead test, a lot of the time you take the neutral out, you then put the earth in the neutral, and then you put the neutral in the top of the earth, and you do it. And like trying to figure, as soon as you figured it out, you sound. But when Adam was trying to show me, I was like, what?
That sounds really
But the scalability of what it does is way better than any other test.
It's nice. The screen's really nice as well.
One. So, like, I've not seen one in person.
Let me tell you, they're the Starship Enterprise of testers.
They are really good.
They are really good, and they're really, like, they've got guides on them and everything, like, tells you what lead to put where and all that sort of stuff. They're top-notch bit of kit. They're actually, I got sent one earlier on this year, and it is literally my prized possession.
I love that.
I gave mine to Adam.
The only thing I like more than that, the only thing I like it is my Velocity Pro Gear stuff.
Still not got one of them.
Velocity,
I got off the warehouse.
Honestly, Velocity stuff is wicked.
I've got a VO. I haven't got Velocity stuff.
I've got a Stanley Fatmax. I've had it for years.
Do you want a Velocity?
What's that?
Oh,
is that the Velocity service bag?
Would you like to try Velocity, Summer?
Always.
Okay.
Do you want me to have a word?
Let Nick have a word, but he won't because he'll forget because he's so busy.
He won't. He got me a new head torch and mine got stolen.
Yeah, that was nice.
What head torch did you get her? You like?
Yeah, someone cut off the head torch off her hard hat when she was at lunch.
Do you know what? That shit happens. That shit happens on commercial sites all the time. Nothing's sacred.
I've had it for literally a year, and no one had ever taken it. And I always leave a hard hat with it just cable tied on. They've literally cut the fucking ties off it.
It's so annoying.
Right, they were good. So they got it to you straight away, though, didn't they?
Looking at everyone you're looking around who the fuck's got my shit.
Shout out to Unilite. They did well.
What I've done, but I was angry.
I literally just messaged Unilite straight away and said, mate, Summer, she's had this pinch. Can you send her one? And she was like, yeah, no problem. And they were sending it the same day, didn't they? Come on.
Yeah, and it was a better one as well.
And Unilite are a decent company.
Shout out.
Shout out to Unilite, Velocity, TIS, and obviously Hypervolt. And on that note, we're out.